Hello, kindergarten. Today we're going to do a quick little video on time. Some of you might know how to tell time, and some of you might not know how to tell time at all. And that's okay because we're going to do a review and kind of like an introduction to time today. So whether you know or whether it's brand new, pay real close attention, okay? This is a quick one, but it's going to help you be able to look at a clock and be able to tell time. And as you get older, you're going to learn all new tricks to the clock that will help you to learn to tell time quickly. Okay? So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my clock. This is my clock. Okay? And you guys will get to use these at your desk because you're all going to have one. And you're going to do a little time activity today, but I wanted to just teach you some basic things about our clock first. Okay? So this is my clock. And we're going to learn not just the numbers that go around the clock, which some of you already know, but we're going to learn how to tell time to the hour. Okay? So when we tell time, these are called analog numbers. Okay? This is what you would see on a clock like this or a clock that might be on your wall. And then there's a different kind of numbers that look like this. Okay? Does anybody know what those kind of numbers are called? Oops. Those are called digital numbers, and I know that you guys see a lot of digital numbers. They're on cell phones, they're on microwaves, they're all over the place. And so you might be used to digital numbers more than analog numbers. Okay? But what we're going to simply do today is just tell time to the hour. So everybody say for me, o'clock. Can you say o'clock? Okay, when you are telling time, you say the words o'clock, which means I might say your lunchtime is at 12 o'clock. We don't just say lunchtime is at 12, we say lunchtime is at 12 o'clock. Okay, so we have to get used to that. So we have two hands on our clock. These are called hands, not these kind of hands, but the hands of a clock. And if you notice, one is longer and one is shorter. Okay, the shorter one is called does anybody know what it's called? Okay, the shorter one is called the hour hand. Okay, the hour hand. And the longer one is called anybody know? It's called the minute hand. Okay, so we have hour hand, minute hand. Okay, so if I was going to set it to 7 o'clock, we are going to put our hour hand exactly on the 7. But our minute hand, anyone know where our minute hand might go? Okay, our minute hand is going to go on the 12. Okay, and you're going to get to practice this at your seats. But if I was to say it is 7 o'clock, we would put our hour hand on the 7 and our minute hand on the 12. So if our minute hand is on the 12, it's always going to be time to the hour, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Okay? So here's an idea. I'm going to just move my hour hand, and you're going to get practice saying time to the hour. Okay? If I kept my minute hand on the 12 and I moved it to the 4, what time do you think it's going to be? Okay, it is 4 o'clock. Everyone say 4 o'clock. Good. What if I moved my hour hand to the 8? What time is it now? If my minute hand hasn't changed, but my hour hand is on the 8, it's going to say 8 o'clock. What happens if I put my hour hand all the way to the 1? It is now 1 o'clock. Okay? So hopefully you're catching on. But what I want to do is I'm going to move. I'm not going to move my minute hand, but I'm simply going to move my hour hand. And I want you to count with me as we go around our clock, okay? from 1 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Okay? Here we go. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and we're going to tuck our hour hand right behind that minute hand, and it actually looks like our hour hand disappeared. Okay, but that says 12 o'clock. Okay, so we are going to be learning all kinds of things with time, but I wanted to start you just on that part. Okay, if you look around the clock, one last thing I want to show you. If you look around the clock, you'll see other little numbers, okay? And if we took our minute hand and it tick-tock around the clock, okay, it's eventually going to go around how many times? Does anybody know how many minutes are in a whole hour? If my minute hand tick, 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 all around the whole clock, and we move to the next hour, how many minutes are in 1 hour? 60 minutes in 1 hour. So I just want to show you a little trick, okay? Right now, our clock says 2 o'clock, correct? If our clock says 2 o'clock, and I'm going to move my minute hand, okay? I'm going to move the minute hand, and as my minute hand starts to tick around the clock minute by minute, what else is moving? What else do you see that's moving as the minute hand goes around the whole clock? You know what? I'm going backwards because I am looking at you backwards, so we're going to switch that. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay? As my minute hand, we're going to go this way now. Sorry, I'm seeing the opposite that you're seeing. Okay, so if we move this all around, what is moving as my minute hand is moving? It was 2 o'clock, but as my minute hand keeps moving, my hour hand is also moving. So I want you to keep your eyes on the hour hand. Watch how it moves. And if it goes around 60, or if it moves 60 all the way back up, it's going to go to the next hour, which is 3 o'clock. Okay? So that's how our clock works. Okay, now we're going to learn so much more about clocks, so many fun little tricks that we can help tell time. But I just wanted to introduce to you our clock that we're going to be using a lot of. Okay? All right. Have an awesome day.